Survival games immerse players in harsh environments where staying alive is the ultimate goal. Players start with little or nothing, forced to scavenge for food, water, and materials. Players must make tough choices and adapt to survive with constant threats like hunger, thirst, weather, and wildlife. Although our beloved pixel graphic cannot give you survival like 3D games, they have a unique way of delivering it. So in this video, I want to show you 20 survival games with pixel graphic. But before we jump to the list, make sure hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified for the latest video. Terraria incorporates survival mechanics as a core gameplay element. Players are tasked with resource gathering, crafting essential tools and equipment, and constructing suitable shelter to withstand the perils of a procedurally generated world. Managing health and hunger while defending against hostile creatures is paramount. The game progressively challenges players with deeper exploration, requiring adaptation to new environments and the acquisition of advanced technology to overcome increasingly formidable threats. Caves of Qud is a challenging survival RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world. Players must meticulously manage character needs, including hunger, thirst, and radiation levels, while navigating a hostile environment, teeming with bizarre creatures and mutated flora. Resource acquisition, crafting, and base building are essential for survival, demanding strategic planning and adaptability. Combat is complex and unforgiving, requiring careful consideration of character attributes, skills, and equipment to overcome the game. Wayward is a challenging survival platformer that emphasizes player skill and environmental awareness. Players assume the role of a small, vulnerable creature, navigating a hostile ecosystem where resources are scarce and predators abound. Success hinges on meticulous resource management, stealth, and a deep understanding of the game's intricate physics and ecology. The unforgiving nature of the world necessitates careful planning, precise execution, and a willingness to learn from repeated failures. Necesse is a survival-focused game that places players on a procedurally generated archipelago. Core survival mechanics include resource gathering, crafting, and base building to withstand the challenges of a hostile environment. Players must diligently manage essential needs such as hunger, thirst, and fatigue while defending against dangerous creatures. The game emphasizes exploration and settlement development, with NPCs offering support and additional gameplay opportunities. To thrive in Necesse, players must demonstrate adaptability, resourcefulness, and strategic planning. Dustland Delivery is a post-apocalyptic survival and economic strategy game. Players must navigate a harsh wasteland, managing resource scarcity and threats while simultaneously developing a thriving trade network. Balancing survival needs with entrepreneurial ambitions requires careful resource allocation and strategic decision-making. The game emphasizes player agency in building a prosperous settlement, with economic growth and trade serving as primary drivers of progression. Seivert is a top-down, extraction-based shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world. Players must prioritize survival by scavenging for essential resources, equipment, and valuable loot within a procedurally generated wasteland. Successful gameplay hinges on meticulous resource management, inventory optimization, and health preservation while navigating a hazardous environment rife with hostile creatures and rival scavengers. Tactical combat, stealth, and strategic decision-making are crucial for long-term survival. Forager is a relaxed, exploration-driven game where survival is less about direct threats and more about resource management and progression. Players gather materials, craft tools and structures, and expand their territory through exploration and purchase. While not a typical survival game, players must effectively manage resources to unlock new abilities, recipes, and areas. The focus is on building a thriving base and overcoming challenges through careful planning and experimentation. Starbound incorporates survival mechanics into its open-world exploration gameplay. Players must manage essential resources, construct habitable structures, and defend against hostile creatures to ensure their character's well-being. Resource gathering, crafting, and combat are essential elements as players traverse diverse alien planets. The game's emphasis on player autonomy allows for a range of survival experiences, from resource-focused challenges to more exploration-oriented gameplay. Terminus Zombie Survivors is a turn-based roguelike that places a strong emphasis on survival. Players must meticulously manage essential resources, such as food and warmth, while simultaneously fending off relentless zombie hordes. Crafting and base building are pivotal to long-term survival, requiring strategic planning and resource allocation. The game's procedural generation ensures a unique and challenging experience with each playthrough, demanding adaptability and quick decision-making from players. dotAGE is a turn-based, survival-focused city builder. Players assume the role of a village elder tasked with guiding a community through a post-apocalyptic world. Strategic resource management, efficient task assignment, and robust base building are paramount for long-term survival. The game emphasizes careful planning and adaptation as players balance the needs of their villagers with the increasing pressures of a hostile environment. Don't Escape: 4 Days to Survive is a point-and-click adventure game that incorporates survival elements within a post-apocalyptic setting. Players must strategically manage resources, craft essential items, and solve puzzles to endure the harsh conditions. The game emphasizes resource scarcity and time management as players strive to survive 4 critical days. Wayward is a complex, turn-based survival roguelike that emphasizes player agency and simulation. Players are immersed in a procedurally generated world where resource management, crafting, and combat are essential for survival. The game's core mechanics revolve around meticulous planning, adaptation to dynamic environments, and the exploration of a deep, interconnected, systems-driven world. With a focus on player-driven narratives and emergent gameplay, Wayward offers a challenging and rewarding experience for survival game enthusiasts. Feel the Snow is a sandbox action-adventure game that incorporates survival mechanics. Players are immersed in a procedurally generated winter environment where resource management, crafting, and shelter construction are essential for survival. Combat, exploration, and puzzle-solving elements are integrated to provide a dynamic gameplay experience. The game blends RPG and survival genres, allowing players to develop characters while facing the challenges of a frigid, unforgiving world. Tinkerlands: A Shipwrecked Adventure is a survival-focused game that immerses players in a perilous archipelago. Core gameplay revolves around resource management, crafting, and base building to ensure survival against the island's challenges. Players must diligently manage essential needs while exploring diverse environments and encountering unique flora and fauna. The game emphasizes exploration, discovery, and community development as players strive to establish a thriving settlement in this unfamiliar territory. Sheltered is a post-apocalyptic survival management simulation. Players assume the role of a family leader, responsible for maintaining the well-being of their dependents within an underground shelter. The game emphasizes resource allocation, crafting, and strategic decision-making to ensure the family's survival in a hostile, irradiated environment. Balancing the psychological and physical needs of family members while managing limited supplies is a core gameplay challenge. The final station is a hybrid of survival horror and train simulation set in a post-apocalyptic world. Players assume the role of a train engineer tasked with managing both the train's operations and the well-being of surviving passengers. The game incorporates survival mechanics such as resource management, crafting, and combat against the infected. Balancing these responsibilities while navigating a perilous landscape creates a challenging and immersive experience. Z-Zones is a top-down, open-world survival RPG set in a zombie apocalypse. Players are tasked with gathering resources, crafting essential items, and building shelters to survive in a hostile environment. The game emphasizes exploration, combat, and base building as players navigate a procedurally generated world filled with dangers. Skill progression, character customization, and the threat of mysterious mechs add depth to the survival experience. Shardpunk is a tactical RPG with pronounced survival elements set in a post-apocalyptic steampunk world. Players assume command of a scavenging crew, navigating a perilous landscape while engaging in turn-based combat, managing resources, and making critical decisions for survival. The game emphasizes strategic planning, character development, and resource optimization to overcome the challenges of this harsh environment. Dungeon Mage is an action RPG with a strong focus on exploration and combat. While it doesn't explicitly feature traditional survival mechanics like hunger or thirst, resource management is crucial for character progression. Players collect materials to craft powerful equipment and potions, essential for surviving the perilous dungeons. Managing inventory space and strategically using resources becomes increasingly important as the game progresses and challenges become more demanding. Conscript is a top-down survival horror title set in the harrowing context of World War I. Players assume the role of a French soldier, tasked with enduring the physical and psychological rigors of trench warfare. Survival is paramount, requiring meticulous resource management, strategic decision-making, and the fortitude to withstand the constant threat of enemy forces. The game emphasizes the harsh realities of the conflict, immersing players in a gritty and atmospheric experience. So that is the video, guys. If you know another game that is not included on this list, please let me know in the comment. Hit the like button if you enjoy the video, and don't hesitate to hit the dislike button if you did not like it. See you in the next video, guys.